Sunday morning, 22nd of May 1988, dawned over Cape Town with a strong northwesterly wind and big seas that lashed the southwestern seaboard of the Cape Peninsula. Waves can be seen breaking against the cliffs and big clouds cover the top of the mountains like smoke on the water. Our helicopter is now passing the western point of Chapman's Peak and heading east towards the comparatively calm waters of False Bay, where the final race of the offshore powerboat racing season is about to start. And here is the start of the two-lap race, where the boats will head from Fishook to Seal Island, then south to Whittle Rock Light and back to Fishook via Simonstown. Then the flag drops and a fleet of powerful offshore boats head for the first mark off Fishook, with the fastest already pulling away from the rest. And what a surprise, as Hans Killian and Miles Brook in their 19-foot bobcat St. Elmo's, powered by a single Mercury 150 XR2 V6, take the lead from the much bigger and more powerful competition. Slightly astern on his starboard side is Butts Howard and Tony Carazza in the spindrifted Challenger 21-foot Avenger, powered by a Mercury 2.4-litre V6 motor. And on their right, the 23-foot skater catamaran of Alvaro Rossetti and Robin Hood, powered by two OMC 225 V6 outboards. Nearest the camera, Mel Hawtrey and Johan Wiem in the big 26-foot Telstar Monal, powered by an Evinrude V8 outboard. Soon the rest of the field pass by as they head for the marker buoy in Fishook Bay. And we are back with the leading four boats of Butts Howard 4th, Hans Killian 3rd, Mel Hawtrey 2nd, and Alfio Rossetti 1st as they pass the Caulfield marker at speeds in excess of 140 kilometers per hour. Then the leading boat turns at the Musenberg mark and heads east towards the notorious Seal Island, where the great white shark is known to hunt. Now lying comfortably in 4th position overall and first in the class is Hans Killian and Miles Brook in the St. Elmo's Pizzeria Bobcat, as they speed close inshore past Musenberg and Bacassa Beach in the comparatively calm waters off the beach. The boat is beautifully trimmed as she skips across a small windy chop at over 100 kilometers per hour. Running comfortably in 3rd position overall and first in the class are Butts Howard and Tony Carazza in the spindrifted Challenger Avenger. is the notorious Seal Island, where the Cape fur seals live and breed and provide the breaching great white shark for its food source.
Come on. Wishing I could thank you in a different way. Come on. 'Cause
Then the first boat rounds the island and encounters a big, sharp waves which have come from the South Atlantic and have been pushing up against a strong northwesterly wind as it marched towards the coast.
how your love's affecting our reality. Every time we're down, you can make it right, and that makes you larger than life.
The big tailstar of Malwater is long enough to straddle 2 waves at a time as they head south for the Whittle Rock Light. Next boat around the island is the 23-foot skater cat of Alfio Rossetti and Robin Hood, and as she is 3 foot shorter than the tailstar, you can see that she immediately starts to drop her bows into the big waves. Now we see the small 19-foot bobcat of Hans Killian and Miles Book take on the big seas in their quest to end up on the podium at the end of the race. But alas, that was not to happen, because soon after these shots were taken, she did a double nosedive into 2 big waves, which put a big hole in her one sponsor, and she filled up with water, sitting on a half submerged boat. The 2 pilots were eventually rescued off Cape Point at 8 o'clock that evening, but the boat was lost. As Louis de Toy and Ricky van As flash by, we see Mike and Tony Vercalia adrift, with Tony attempting to fix a broken motor, but to no avail, as they are out of the race. Then we see the big seapoint climbing bobcat of Eddie Hay and Karen Harrison, also broken down and out of the race. Now we are back with Louis de Toy and Ricky van As in the Louis P. de Toy Climbers 22-foot Crusader as they battle against the big oncoming waves. Unable to keep on crashing into the seas, they eventually called it a day and returned to shore. Here we are at the southernmost mark, Whittle Rock Light. As the tailstar of Mount Morty rounds the mark, followed by Alfio City and the Skater Cat. Now they are heading north into the strong northwester, with the big waves pushing from behind, threatening to push the bows down and cause a nosedive. You can see that the smaller cat is already at a disadvantage, and she plunges her nose down into the troughs.
She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories where everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky.
leading the field is the big 26-foot Telstar of Mel Autry and Johan Wiem as they bash through the waves on their way to the next mark of Simonstown. They are able to straddle two waves at once and stand less chance of nosediving, but they can also have its dangers as big jumps like that is very hard on the crew and can lead to broken backs for crew or boat.
Bushy blonde hairdo, surfing USA. You catch him surfing at Del Mar, Ventura County line, Santa Cruz and Trestle, Australia's now refined. All over Manhattan and towns on heated waves. Everybody's going surfing, surfing USA. We'll all be planning that route. We're gonna take risks.
Here comes a much smaller boat of Bucks Howard and Tony Carazzo. They seem to have overtaken the catamaran of Alfa Rositi and is now lying in second place overall as they head for the dark skies over the peninsula and the Simonstown Mark.
Teacher, we're surfing USA. Haggerty's and Swampies, Pacific Palisades, Santa Bread and Sunset, Redondo Beach, LA. All over the harbor of Miami Bay. Everybody's got surfing, surfing USA. Let's go, boys and girls. Guitar! Everybody's got surfing, surfing USA. Everybody's got surfing, surfing USA. Everybody's got surfing, surfing USA.
Boat of now Horty tucks under the lee of the peninsula. She hits calmer water and Horty trims the big V8 out, lifts the bow, and you can hear the whine of those 8 cylinders as she heads from Simonstown at over 140 kilometers an hour. comes the 14-foot rapier of Deirdre Killian and Eugene Wayne as they race in the smaller class event in the vicinity of Fishhook. Now we are on the home run for the first lap as Mel Autry and Johan Vian speed towards Fishhook and the Turnboy before starting the second lap and having to go through everything we've seen so far again. And here comes the second boat to start the final lap, and it is Bucks Howard and Tony Carrazza in the Spindrift Challenger Avenger. The bigger cat of Alfie Receipt in Robin Hood had broken down also and have retired from the race. As Bucks and Tony round the mark and head for Seal Island, we are actually seeing the last footage of the boat, because about 30 minutes later, having rounded Seal Island and heading into the waves, they also did a massive nosedive which flooded the open boat and it sank underneath them, leaving them floating in the seas where hungry great whites feed. Fortunately, they were spotted by a rescue boat and picked up out of the water before a great white could have them for lunch. Surprise, surprise again. Here comes the Bullfish 17 ski boat, powered by a single Mariner 150 outboard motor of Gino Azzaro and Chalky White, still full of fight as they soldier on to the finish line to complete the race in second place overall and first in the ski boat class. And they did it standing up the whole race. I wonder if there are not a couple of yellowfin tuna in the fish box as well. So we come to the end of one of the most eventful offshore powerboat races ever held in the Cape. Goodbye.